Welcome to The Crooked Climb with Suzanne and Denise. Life and business are not linear. Let's get moving with honest, reliable, and unbiased information you can use to master life and business. We've all experienced life's ups and downs. In this show, Suzanne and Denise are committed to moving onward, upward, and most of all, learning from the biggest challenges we face in life and business. Join in the conversations with experts in their respective fields of health, wellness, personal development, fitness, and fun. And that's not all. Your path to self-mastery starts here. No climb is a straight line. Goals are achievable with clear targets. The ascent begins now.
So we're coming to you today. I'm in my kitchen. There's a reason why, because let's be real. Summer's here in Minnesota. It's been 97 degrees the last couple of days. And cooking during the summer, cooking inside in the summer, I don't know about you, but it kind of sucks, doesn't it? Kitchen gets hot, right? You get all sweaty and it's just not any fun. It's summer's the time you want to go outside, you want to have fun, you want to be out of the kitchen as much as possible. So you could avoid cooking for your family, right? All summer long. Maybe that's an option. Maybe not a good one.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to fly in my house. I don't know about anybody else.
Well, probably not in mine either, though. I'm sure Mark wouldn't mind too much. But Suzanne and I are going to talk to you a little bit today about how you can eat right all summer long and still keep your kitchen cool, stay cool in the kitchen, which is why I am in the kitchen today. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a demo. So Sue, hey, welcome. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Just want to say hello. And it's been a little while since we connected, like 2 hours. How are you? And what's new at Living Healthy List? And well, first, I guess, tell everyone what we're going to jump into today. I think this is really some pain points, at least for me as a working mom. For you, two busy working household, we always feel like we're on the run in the summertime all year round. So these tips are really important all year round.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. Summer is a time where we're thinking about it a little bit more, but you're right. We're busy all the time. So the tips that we're going to go through, for the most part, you can do all year round. And we'll touch on them. And I think these are things that once you start getting into the habit of some of these, number one, you are going to save so much time every week. You're going to save money. We like that. When it comes to summertime, you're gonna have more time to enjoy being outdoors and doing all the summer things. But when the summer goes away, which eventually it will, and it's wintertime again, you can still use some of these tips to, still save time and money, but also really when it comes to enjoying life, unless you're me, I love to cook. We want to cook healthfully and do all the right things, but we don't want it to be our whole life. We want to actually enjoy life and live to eat, not eat to live. No, I said that backwards. Eat to live, not live to eat.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, that's the thing, right? And that's what I love so much about the things we talk about here on the Crooked Climb, is that, we're not just talking about theory. We're not just talking about practice. We're talking about actually tools and actual things that you can do and take into your life. And I'm already hearing lots of moms that I talk to talking about how are they going to do this? How are they going to balance working from home, cooking all the meals, kids home all summer, and working? And so I think this is a really timely topic for us to jump onto. But first, I want to just say I'm Suzanne Taylor, and I am the other half of this dynamic duo. I am the CEO and the founder of Tailored Coaching and Consulting. And Denise, the other half, is the CEO of and the curator of Living Healthy List. And a kind of cool announcement that I want to encourage Denise to talk about the Living Healthy List Academy. What's happening over there?
The Academy is live. Yay! So Living Healthy List Academy is an extension of livinghealthylist.com. Essentially, it's our education platform. All of the experts on Living Healthy List have incredible expertise and knowledge and just so much to share and give. And the Academy is a way for our viewers to go a little bit deeper and kind of test drive the coaches and experts before they start working with them one-on-one. And so the Academy is full of kind of those 101 courses, like college 101 courses, those entry-level courses that everybody's interested in, but maybe, they don't take the time, we don't take the time. These are short courses that are intended for you to be able to dive in quickly and easily, get the information you need to incorporate into your life right away. And then as you're test driving the coach or the teacher, you really get a better feel for whether you want to work with this person on a deeper level. So I'm really excited that the Academy is live now, and you can find that at academy.livinghealthylist.com. And we have 12 courses that are up and running, and more to come.
Yeah, it's so exciting. And one of the things that you're giving away on the Academy homepage is that framework for doing exactly what we're talking about today here on the show. So this is really cool. If you want to go to that, I put the link in the chat, and we'll also share that everywhere else. And that framework helps you get 5 dinners created in about an hour. And I've done it pretty much every week, at least every 2 weeks since Denise and I originally talked about this. And this has saved me more time as an entrepreneur, as a working mom, as the person responsible for the meals in my house. So thank you for putting this framework together. And I encourage everybody who's listening to go grab a copy of that framework. You're going to love it as much as I do.
Yeah, it really is. It's something that it just makes sense. We want to save time, we want to save money, we want to be able to do things much more effectively and efficiently. And this is a great way to do it. So yeah, let's kind of dig in. The first thing, and this is something, if my sister's watching, she's going to be like, oh no, she's talking about that again. The number one tool, and this is something that I talk about all the time. Number one, first and foremost, plan ahead. Whether it's, with the framework, let's plan out the meals. Let's plan the days we go shopping. Let's plan out how are we going to do this summer. So literally by planning, taking out the calendar, plotting out when you're going to be away, when you need to be home, when are you going to go do your supermarket? When are you going to do that? Circling those things on the calendar. I think that's really, really, everything starts there.
Oh, well, isn't that the truth? That's not only with food, but with everything else. Exercise time, meditation time, all of the habits that we talk about, right? If they're not on my calendar, it doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
So one of the things, so that's where we start. And of course, then there's the meal planning piece, which with the framework, you can do that really easily. But what I really encourage people to do is to come up with about 10 or 15 meals that you and your family really love, and they can change out seasonally, and just make those for a whole season, for 3 months. Just, change them out every couple of days, or every day, every week. And you'll find that you don't have that monotony, like, oh, chicken again, oh, meatloaf again, because you haven't had meatloaf for 14 days.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you love, it's okay. You actually look forward to it rather than, oh, not that again. So,
Well, I think that's important, right? Like my boys love meatloaf. So whenever I make one, whether it's turkey or chicken or beef, whenever I make one, I make two.
mhm,
And I just gotten in the habit of, if I'm going to make one, well, it's just as easy to put two in the oven.
mhm,
And then I have one for the freezer or one for a couple days from now.
mhm,
And when you have big eaters or you're feeding 4, 5, 6 people, I think it's important to do that.
mhm.
The thing that I wanted to ask about shopping lists, that's one of the things I used to like to do with my meal planning software. So if I planned out meals in the software, it actually printed out a shopping list
Mhm.
that went with what I planned. And what I liked about that is I could kind of cross off the things I already had, the spices, the condiments, whatever. Um, but you said something interesting when we were talking about today's show about keeping that running shopping list in your kitchen. And
Mhm.
that's something I have gotten away from. But as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, ooh, that's
Mhm.
a great tip. So do you mind telling everyone how you do that?
Absolutely. So I keep, and this is funny. So this one's actually cut in half. I keep an index card either on my refrigerator or on the counter next to the refrigerator. And when I'm cooking something, whether, whatever meal it is, and I realize that I'm running low on something or out of it, usually I notice when I'm running low, I'll double check the pantry to see if there's an extra one in there. But I jot it down right then and there because it might be something I might not need again for 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to the supermarket and go, oh shoot, what was that? So as soon as I notice that I'm running low on something, I write it down. And I just keep that running list. And I mean, and there have been days when, I just finished shopping and realized that there's something that I didn't know I needed. And, I just get home from shopping and I'm starting a new list.
Yeah.
But I think it's really
Yeah.
important to have that and to keep that handy because you're going to say to yourself, oh yeah, I'm going to remember that, but you won't.
But you
Right. And so this really, when it comes to saving time, you won't have to quick run to the store. Oh, shoot, I need XYZ and run to the store a second or a third time during the week. So I think
yeah.
for me, that really works. And
I
you can keep it on your phone, but I think because you see it if you can see a physical card right there, you'll write it down as soon as you notice that you need something.
Well, and for those tech savvy people, I have heard rumors that there's this refrigerator that actually has an iPad built into the front of it, and you can keep your shopping list and it syncs right to your phone.
I
So
have
a little
seen,
over the top, but I love my technology. So
I know you
I
do.
was fascinated when I saw that. I was like, wow, you could just talk to your refrigerator now? Cool.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
along the same lines of, so let's go a little bit more about like, so we've got a shopping list. We want to make sure that we're going shopping once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. So let's talk bulk shopping. What's your thoughts on bulk shopping?
Well, you know what? I love it for certain things, but for my produce and my vegetables, because we're a household that we're constantly eating fruits and vegetables.
Mhm.
And I feel like I get more out of them, and I throw much less away if I actually stop at the grocery store once a week. And then in the summer, I go to the farmer's market once a week. So I'm kind of doing two runs, but I'm getting much fresher in season things, and they seem to last. I'm not throwing moldy things away or soft things away, and I don't know. I just feel better about that. So it does take a little bit more time to have fresh things, but I think it's worth it.
And I think that the going to the farmer's market is an experience. So for
Mhm.
me, going to the farmer's market, it's not a problem. It's not like going to the supermarket. It's just kind of fun. Let's
Yeah.
go. What are we gonna find? What new veggie are we gonna check out today?
Exactly.
Right.
But I love, so all of my meats I do in bulk. Um, any non-perishable items, I probably only shop for those, you know, once a month.
Mhm.
And, then spices and condiments and, eggs and those things that last a little bit longer, I buy enough for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of, and I think that makes sense because, again, we want to stay out of the kitchen. We want to be outside and enjoy the weather, especially here in Minnesota. Though it is, like I said, 97 degrees, which is very uncommon here. So, okay, so let's go to that next thing. So we've done our shopping, we've got our list, we've got our food. What is a great way to, what are we going to do with that food now that we have it?
Well, I mean, my favorite, and I still do this once a week, is I eat a ton of chicken. Um, it's chicken, and more chicken. And I buy a huge package of organic chicken breast and I cook it all at the same time, which I was going to do it today, much like you. I was going to be in my kitchen, but it's so dark. It doesn't look that dark outside, but it's so dark in my kitchen today that the camera wasn't working too well. But literally take 12 chicken breasts and I will cube 4 of them, and they get sauteed with some olive oil and garlic and maybe a little soy sauce or some ginger. So they're like my Asian cubed chicken. And then I stamp out with my meat tenderizer another 4, and they just get baked in the oven with some garlic, salt, and pepper. And then the last 4, I actually cut them in half and they get baked with some lemon, some garlic, and maybe even some thyme or rosemary. And so now I have 3 different chicken bases. I can take the cubes of chicken, put cold on salad. I can take the cubes of chicken and put them back in the pan with a couple eggs and some rice and some vegetables and make a nice stir fry.
Right.
I can take those breasts, I can bread them. I can take 2 of them and bread them and put them in the oven, make chicken parm for my husband and my son, and have a plain one for myself. So, like, the versatility is amazing, but you have to know what recipes you're going to want to use during the week. So I'm going to make
Which
Asian
goes back to that planning
Yes.
that we talked about.
Yes.
Okay, so I would challenge you when it gets really hot, because I know it gets really hot in Jersey, instead of baking. And if you're going to bake, definitely it's something to do in the morning, not late in the day, because of the heat. To grill, to use your grill.
That's a great idea.
I put everything on in my grill because, as you can see, I got a lot of windows here in my kitchen. When it's hot out, it's like 100 degrees in this kitchen. And there are days when I said earlier that it gets hot and sweaty and it's really not fun. That's because in my kitchen, it gets so hot and gross that I cannot be in here. So the grill is literally right outside my door here. And I do the same thing with the chicken. I even put salmon in a packet. I put the salmon on the grill. So I would challenge you when the weather gets hot.
I'm going to do that next time.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned summer salads, and I'm going to quickly make a summer salad, just really quickly, actually 2. So here I've got some garbanzo beans. Over here I've got some black beans, a half can and a full can, just so that's what I have. I'm going to make a Mexican salad over here with these black beans, right? I got some corn, just a can of corn. I'm going to put some of that in there. And I do have recipes, so I will add that to the show notes. I cut up some pepper. Look, guys, I prepped already. This is already done. How simple is this?
Love it.
I'm going to add the pepper. I can add the rest of the pepper. I've got some chopped tomato. You can see these nice chopped tomato. I'm going to take about
beautiful.
half of these. I'm going to take half of these and put them in this salad. Save the others. I also have some cucumber over here. Again, take about half. All right, so now that's what I got going on there. Actually, I'm going to take the other half of this and put this in with the garbanzo beans, just because it's here in my hand.
So you're making 2 salads at one time, 2 summer salads. I love this. And now these salads, they don't have any greens yet, correct? You're going to add those last, or what are you doing?
No, these salads, I'm not going to add any greens to these other than some fresh herbs. And the reason why, because greens get wet. If they get wet, they get mushy. And so these are salads that you can eat as a side dish. You can eat them separately. You can get some greens and put them on top of the greens. So these are just really simple things. So here I just chopped up some cilantro and some chives. I'm going to stick that in with the Mexican one. Over here, I've got some dark basil, like the purple basil, and some parsley. I'm going to stick that in there. La la la. I've got some feta cheese. Whoops, I might have some feta cheese. Feta cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle some here. I'm going to sprinkle some over here. With the Mexican one, if I had cojito cheese, I would use that instead, but I don't right now. And then real quick, I've got some red wine vinegar. I've got some roasted garlic olive oil that would taste really good with the garbanzo beans.
Yeah.
Both of them, I can use the red wine vinegar, plain old olive oil. Just, kind of, I do it to taste. So now I've got two beautiful salads, similar ingredients, but they're not the same. If you change up the seasonings, you've got two completely different salads. With these ingredients, you could make 10 different salads. So,
well, you know what I like? So I like the fact that you've put the ingredients that you did without the greens. And because I'm a big fan of taking something like that and putting a cup of it on top of spinach and then adding half a chicken breast to it. And it's like the perfect meal for me. Exactly. I'm stuffed afterwards. Love it.
Exactly. Love it. Those are the perfect side dishes for the summertime. Mm-hmm. You don't have to cook them. They stick in the fridge, truly in an airtight container, 3 or 4 days in the refrigerator. And truly, these won't last 3 or 4 days in my refrigerator because this is basically what I'm going to eat for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So how simple is that?
I think it's awesome. And I think that when you do that, at least for me, working at home, when you get hungry and it's time to eat, you don't necessarily want to take 15, 20, 30 minutes to prep a meal and chop and measure. And if it's already done ahead of time, mm-hmm. I'm much more apt to stick to my healthy eating plan that's in my head rather than just saying, I'm starving, I only have 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. This way it takes all the excuses out of it. Absolutely. And I think that's really the way to go for us working at home now.
I agree. I'm going to just quickly mention, and we should move on to a couple of other things. So this is great for dinner, but what about breakfast? People will say, oh, I sleep late. I don't do breakfast, but breakfast really is that first, and I don't eat breakfast until 9, 10 o'clock sometimes, but I always have something. And some of the quick things to have handy, if you like oatmeal, cook it in an Instant Pot. I like to do an egg bake, especially when we're going to be down visiting with my family. I'll do an egg bake. One egg bake will feed basically everybody. But here I'll do them in little muffin tins, and then I've got an egg breakfast for 6 days or 12 days, however many I make.
Yeah, I love that. What else is good? What about smoothies and, yogurt, fruit parfaits, that kind of stuff? They can be made ahead of time in mason jars, or, even if you buy ready-made ones, that's super handy.
Absolutely. And this time of year, the amount of fresh fruit, this is the time of year. If you don't eat fruit in the wintertime, that's one thing. This is the time to get the fruit because it's usually pretty local. Even here locally, we get some really good plums, and I have plums growing in my garden. So you can get really good local produce. So use those with your yogurt and or some cottage cheese. Make it for breakfast. Make it for a nice quick dessert after dinner. Or when you have, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you are getting a little hangry. Healthy, good for you. It has protein, it has the carbs and the fat that you need all in one quick dish. And smoothies are great if you make sure that you're putting enough veggies into your smoothie. A lot of times people will say, oh yeah, I make smoothies, and all they do is add fruit. all you're doing there is giving yourself a big old sugar bomb. So let's quickly just move on, because we will be out of time soon, because that seems to happen to us.
Oh yeah.
Another thing
let's talk about the prepared delivery stuff. We both have used nutrition for longevity meals, which I absolutely love. So prepared meals, vegan, vegetarian, love the quality, the way they come fresh to your door. What other services have you tried out besides nutrition for longevity?
Nutrition for longevity really is my favorite, because I know the quality, and the food is unique. It's not something you get in any of these other programs. I've used Sunbasket, and I like Sunbasket because it's already heat and eat. So all you really have to do is put it in the microwave. Well, sometimes in the microwave, don't put it in the microwave, but you can, just have to heat it up, put it in the oven. And so it takes a lot less time. For me, it's not the best situation because I like to cook, but for people who don't like to cook, it's a really great option. And then of course there's the supermarkets.
Yeah.
They all do.
I've seen a company that does, and I'll look up the name of it before we go into our studio audience, where you can actually get smoothies, all the raw ingredients in a cup. So we'll share some of those resources after
that one. I'm really intrigued by that. That's actually the new one that I want to check out too, because obviously, one of the things that I think is really important, and we both, before we talk about something, we both try it ourselves, because we think that is absolutely essential. I can't tell you to do something if I haven't done it myself. So, so we are running low on time because we have so much that we want to share with you. This always seems to happen.
Always.
We do hope that we gave you some ideas, how to save time and money, how to enjoy the summer a little bit more, how not to waste any food, food, because every week there's another diet, workout, or program, isn't there? Yeah. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars and hours on new programs and still feel stuck, our method is simple, easy, and focused. And Suzanne, what is that method?
Nourish, move, and be. And all of our pillars, all of our shows fit into those pillars. And we love to invite our audience to go into the breakout room with us, so they can ask questions, talk about those resources, interact, and maybe even get some love seat coaching from the two of us. So you'll see a join now button if you're here with us live, and we'll see you over there in the breakout rooms. Thank you so much for joining our show today. We are here the second and fourth Friday every month, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us live or catch the replays on both of our websites, livinghealthylist.com or SuzanneTaylor-King.com, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you for tuning in to The Crooked Climb with Suzanne and Denise. Life and business are not linear. Your go-to solution for honest, reliable, and unbiased information you can use to master your life and business. To connect with Suzanne, visit thetailoredconsultingagency.com. That's tailored, TAYLORD. And to connect with Denise, visit livinghealthylist.com.